U7 Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy an extra free coins for every order. Don't miss the opportunity for up to 4 million free coins. Use my code Inception for another 8% off. Okay guys, so listen, it's been a while since we've done an evolution video. I was watching the FC Porto game. It's like the 67th minute right now. Brother, we're cooking this year. Like the last, I would honestly say we haven't played this well in probably 10 plus years. And that is including us winning the league in some of those years, because you have to understand that the Portuguese league during those years wasn't even that impressive. So the way that we're playing now is actually insane with this new manager and these new signings that we made. Like the midfield is sick, the attack is sick, like it's just all around solid, right? But today, we are going to be doing the evolution video just to get some content out. Obviously, I don't stream consistently enough for me to get these, because this was actually pretty good as well. But I tried to stream the other day and no chance, right? Gotta be consistent for me to get those bad boys. But yeah, the evolution today is actually a good one. The reason why I've stopped doing these videos is because they're all garbage, right? But this one today actually looks pretty good. Would I spend FIFA points on it at this point in the game? Absolutely not. Definitely would be more of a coin situation. Now, the reason why this evolution is so good as a paid one is because you do actually get very relevant playstyles for pretty much all of these cards, right? So from the popular choices, like I see Rodri as a popular choice, but I don't actually think he's going to be like the best. Like, I'm actually going to take that back a little bit, because I actually did use Rodri's card a little bit, and I was like, you know, if he actually had some of these play styles, he would cook. But the thing is that you have some of these other cards that, like, base mechanics wise, they're already really good, and then you can kind of just like improve them. It's weird for some of the cards, like a Hullet. I mean, there's probably like ways that you can maybe do chains from like the ones that you did before, potentially. I don't know, because honestly, like with Hullet, you should have put the anticipate plus on him. Like that was like the biggest thing that was missing on the card, right? But yeah, with Rodri, he gets a pinged pass, tiki-taka, bruiser, intercept. Intercept is the main thing that's added to this card. That's why I'm not really super crazy about this. Like I personally don't really care for a card like this when it comes to the improvements. Matuidi gets a shooting and dribbling boost. To be honest, you probably don't need that as much either. The thing that makes the difference, though, when it comes to an evolution like this, is that you get the intercept plus. So even though people are disliking this one like crazy, adding intercept plus is an absolutely massive variable. I've never tried out this card myself in the midfield position, but to be honest, I've heard good things from people in general, right? Mostly from the comment section whenever I do check it, right? Because elsewhere, you guys saw, I'm not going to really see too much of that. But yeah, regardless of the dislikes, intercept plus is a huge variable to work with. The only thing that you really need to know is whether or not the card has good base mechanics. If you know yourself that he has good base mechanics, that's where you give the improvements. Because honestly, sometimes you give improvements to cards that don't really feel initially impressive, and then like it's a gamble whether or not they have that special sauce to them, right? So you have to be very careful with stuff like that. David Beckham gets an improvement. Incisive whip to jockey, anticipate, bruiser. Even though he doesn't have intercept, this is way more relevant, as this is the theme of this year's game. Like people liked Beckham at first. I'm gonna be honest, like I thought he was like overhyped. I think you know what it is like sometimes people add SBCs to their teams, and they're like, and they like them because they're SBCs. But honestly, like this year was like so incredibly meta that this just makes more sense. Like here's the thing, right? So you have anticipate, but as a fullback, I'll tell you this right now, adding bruiser plus is huge. But then those base card stats being improved too is really massive, because you don't need to give him a defensive boost, right? Like that's the crazy part about this card. Like you can kind of go in the direction of just making him feel more responsive, to be honest, right? Like you can give him an engine now, because his defense is where it's supposed to be, and then like his physical is already, to be honest, his physical is already in a good area where the play styles that you have, they kind of have to be relevant enough to work with those stats. But then, you know, you could still go in the direction of giving him a hawk as well if you really want to. I mean, you could use this as a CDM. I do personally think that having Intercept Plus is very, very important, but this just makes it way more relevant. Like anything that makes him a lengthy, that gives him these improvements. Bruiser Plus for me is a massive one if you're actually using him as a fullback, to be honest with you. It's a huge playstyle. Like that's what makes Denzel Doomfries, this card, we always call him Doomfries. That's what makes his card really good, is the fact that he has that Bruiser Plus with perfect pace on a lengthy, right? So that's a very like underrated thing. And you know, with David Beckham, he's like 6 foot tall, so he'll be able to get those sort of opportunities, right? But yeah, Ruud Hullet, he gets an improvement as well. I mean, unless you're like myself, who didn't do any upgrades to Hullet because for obvious reasons, this would still be a pretty good improvement. The thing is though, is that like I've tried out this card on other people's accounts that like never gave him the anticipate from that season pass thing. It's not the same, man. Like for me personally, it was whenever I reviewed this card, you watch back that review, it was the one thing that I mentioned on his card. That's why he has so many dislikes initially, right? Because the card only got the likes more so afterwards because he doesn't have the anticipate. When you gave him that anticipate from the season pass, war a card, buddy. That card could still be used in your team right now if you're still doing the evolutions, to be honest, right? But with Ruud Hullet, he receives a bruiser, which, to be fair, really good to work with the lengthy because he still is a lengthy card. And then you also get the tiki-taka on him, which, again, another very, very nice playstyle. Thing is that he doesn't have anticipate. That's where it's like, for me, it's like less relevant, right? Patrick Vieira, definitely wouldn't mind improving a Patrick Vieira. I'm just going to let you know right now, if there's ever been evolutions that gives him both the plus versions of Anticipate Plus and the Intercept Plus, that would be more relevant. Because Patrick Vieira, I have used in the past where people have done evolutions like that on him, and he's really good when he has those playstyle pluses on his card, right? I think a card like this, potentially for next year's game, if playstyle pluses aren't as relevant, because this year they're super relevant, then obviously that could be pretty good too, right? Caicedo gets an upgrade. See, it's hilarious, right? Because like this direction, I despise this direction, but this is just how they kind of do things, right? But Caicedo is an SBC, right? Initially got 8% likes because people know that this is BS, right? But like, look at this, right? Where it's like, we're going to release a card that we know that isn't current meta right now, but then we're going to release an evolution for him that gives him insane playstyle pluses, that completely transforms the card, that looks significantly better on that anchored chemistry style. All 5 of the playstyle pluses are very relevant for the midfield positions in general, right? And he still has like a press proven and a quick step to compensate for the fact that he's not a lengthy, right? So that's a pretty nice improvement there, especially if you've tried out base mechanic stuff with Caicedo. Could be really, really nice in that regard. De Bruyne gets cards, bro, but I'm going to be real with you. I don't care about these cards because of the playstyles, man. In previous years, De Bruyne was one of the best like attacking center mids because he used to have like such a unique attacking AI to him. But ever since he never really had those playstyles, like even those cards that came out in the past, like that card that just showed up, this one right here, like people liked this card, like the dislike ratio was insane, but like the card itself, like you have to be a person that plays to the meta of the game to utilize a card like this. And like that's that specific like pro player, oh, first time lob, first time through, you know, not the ones that feel authentic, the overpowered ones, right? Like that's where people like this card. But again, with midfielders, when they don't have the defensive stuff, like for me this year, it wasn't as relevant. Pedri gets an improvement. He gets the improvement from the team of the season card, which is interesting because they release this card who has the relevant playstyles, but then they release this thing. I will say, for me personally, Pedri's actually really nice. I do actually enjoy him, to be honest. But I will always say that I prefer like the taller players if I want them to be playing in that midfield position. It has to be like a balance, right? Like I don't like 2 CDMs that are small or one of them is small. I know that that's like the opposite of like what pro players are using this year, because I really liked those agile players that can pass the ball. That was like the big thing. But yeah, Pedri gets a nice improvement, but it's a smaller player as well. Lucio, I'd be looking more in the right back position, to be honest, if he actually has the right things here. Yeah, right back, this is really nice. You can use this as a CDM as well, but right back is where you're really going to utilize all these playstyles. CDM as well, because he gets the passing stuff, bruiser, intercept, regular, anticipate. I'm just telling you this right now, though. You know what this looks like to me, honestly? It kind of looks like Stones 2.0. Stones actually got a card. I was like, because I haven't checked out the players this year, right? But Stones has this card, bro. And I was using him on somebody's account, and he was being used as a right back, and he reminded me of like back in the day. Like this card was cooking. Like he was cooking. He was doing a very, very good job. So it kind of reminds me in regards to that, where it's like, hey, maybe it's like a Stones card that you can use as an actual right back. A center back, I'm really like, yo, give me anticipate, intercept, blah, 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 right? But these play styles, I'm telling you, would be super relevant in that fullback position. Yeah, a lot of choices for this one, actually. Tudom. Does Tudom have... Oof. I don't know if this was like a super relevant card, because people didn't really hype this one up too much. But again, that's just me looking at the comment section, not the actual community, right? Because Tudom... I mean, I'd be surprised because Tudom in the beginning of the year was fantastic, right? Really, really good card. De Jong gets an improvement. It's a chain one. Chain one for like an agile midfielder. Again, De Bruyne situation where he mainly has intercept plus, which is nice, but no anticipate on the card. Ham. So Ham gets defensive stuff as a midfielder. Bruiser plus. Is it weird that when I'm looking at these cards, I'm not really thinking of them too much as midfielders as much? Not like fully as much. I will say this evolution, from what I'm seeing, is a very like, if you enjoy using 4-5-1, or you want to play these guys in the right back position, that's what I'm seeing so far. Because 4-5-1, like if you were to go with Ham, right? Ham is kind of like a Vitinha in a team where you use her as a center mid that could potentially push forward because she has good passing, she has intercept, she has a bruiser. But excuse me, does she have quick step? She does have a quick step, so that's actually really good. Because in the fullback position, these would all still be very relevant there as well. The only thing is that if you use her as a fullback, she's not really physical in the sense of having anticipate, right? Like she has all these stats, but she doesn't have anticipate, right? I really hope this is not a thing next year, because really, really cringe this year. It's like, oh, I have 99 standing tackles, but I don't have anticipate. GGs, not GGs entirely. Like they still tackle the ball okay, but it was really relevant this year, right? Zidane gets an improvement. I mean, you could totally go down that route if you really want to. I actually want to see the ones that are on the GGs, because I haven't checked that in a long time. So let's see what's over here. The Condor. Oh, exclude your evolutions. Yeah, I can't even check GGs, eh? Yeah, can't even check them. It's like very... You can't check the popular for some reason. It's like broken. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez is another example of like probably a center mid I would use. He doesn't have intercept, but it's like, hey, if I have a card like this, that's like, it's like 4-5-1 if you have like a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? Like a playmaker would be really sick. There's all these passing guys, right? Like, it's just do those meta things. Patrick Vieira with a quick set plus is kind of nuts, though. Still has regular anticipate. This is a chain one, though, so you would have to do that. Quick set plus on a lengthy is, oh man, ever since I tried that out, it's really hard to try anything else out, to be honest with you guys. Conte, agile center defensive mid. Could also play as a center mid. It's like an agile player. Again, I prefer like the Hullet type dude. Big guy, more physical, lengthy with good pace, Definitely makes that difference in the midfield. Petit is a left back, maybe, eh? Does he have quick step? Yeah, so CDM mainly. Intercept, anticipate. He already initially had that. Wasn't like too fond of this card. I actually tried that card out. Wasn't crazy fond of him. But Tweety I've seen in the comment section people like a lot, though. Intercept, things pass. Yeah, this is a very like This is a paid evolution, but this is a very 4-5-1 right back sort of evolution. Very 4-5-1. Like, these are the players that you play, honestly, in the right center mid position from like whatever 4-5-1 I posted in the past. Like, I'm not even, it's 4-5-1. Box to box type players, you know? But anybody that has anticipate and intercept is a W. It's those two, but then the passing ones too. Like, look at this Alvaro card, for instance, right? Like, you have anticipate, intercept, and then you have passing stuff with a bruiser. The bruiser is what makes me want to use them as a fullback. That's where it's like really relevant. Like Valverde, for instance, getting it in the fullback position, you know, but he doesn't even have a fullback position change, so you'd have to give that to him somehow, right? Yasua, I mean, some of these cards like Rodri as a right back would be sick. Ooh, what is this? There it is. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, it would be this one. Season premium level, exactly. And then you get a bruiser on him. Yeah, this would cook. Honestly, even if it's paid, you gotta be so meta in this game. Depending on how my team looks, I'd go down this direction. Oh yeah, I'd go down this direction. Not an anchor, probably like a hawk. Or even an engine. Oh, no, loses the length. You don't want to do that. But yeah, that's what I would say for this one in general. We got, I was about to say Leo Hernandez. Leo Hernandez. I mean, base mechanic stuff with this guy is amazing. He would still cook, to be honest. He really would. We got to be honest. The Dibe, Litmanen, Zaire Emery. I mean, hey, it's a good evolution. But that's how I would generally look at it, though, right? Like, you gotta focus on the players that you liked their base mechanic stuff, and then you're just improving on that depending on the playstyle pluses that you're given. Like, a bruiser plus, guys, is huge in the fullback position. So that's where I'm like, you know, with David Beckham, I actually like understand it, because in that area he would be really nice now. I think that this transforms the card completely. Like, obviously it would still be nice to get an intercept because it's a very cut back game, but he's still a lengthy with very, very nice stats. And then he's given the bruiser. Bruiser's huge. Bruiser plus is massive, right? Again, you compare it to this card. Didn't even know he got a footies, to be honest with you. You compare it to this card right here, right? At Bruiser Plus, working with a lengthy on him with perfect pace, oof, it was a huge, huge deal. But yeah, we'll leave it there for the video, guys. Get some content out. We're going to see if this video does well. Honestly, if it gets at least, at this point in the game, guys, if it gets at least like 8K, then we can do more of these, because this is like one of the bigger evolutions that they've released, because all the evolutions this year suck. So this is one of the better ones, especially if you enjoy using those sort of formations. You could still choose some CDMs, guys. I'm not saying that you can't. Like, Caicedo is one of those options because he has very, very relevant playstyle pluses. Like Caicedo with intercept, anticipate, bruiser, tiki-taka, incisive. This would maybe be a really nice CDM because he also has a quick step on the card too. So you got to look at stuff like that, you know? But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.